I share pieces of me with you. I know it's been a while since I've done a video like this, several subject matters all rolled up into one, but it's the least that I can do because I haven't been making videos consistently for months now. Honestly, it's really because there's been a lot going on that required my attention, and due to the amount of time and energy and work that goes into putting these videos together, the energy and the time just hadn't been there. But I do it now for you. No other reason than to help, to encourage, and inspire you. Now, the first thing I would like to talk about is the SaRa Key, but it's a segue into another subject matter. Many of you guys write and ask me about the SaRa Key. How's it working for me? For those of you who may not know, the SaRa Key was a tool designed by our brother ARCTURUS RA and a young lady who goes by the name of SaRa. And the key was designed to help us in this process, this paradigm shift, to be the best that we can be energetically, physically, etc. The key has worked wonderful for me. Actually, I've donated the key to someone else who I felt needed it but could not afford it. But as synchronicity would have it, our dear brother ARCTURUS RA came forward with a key that he called a Gammatron Key. I don't want to say it's a continuation. I don't want to do this brother's incredible work any injustice, or I don't want to misspeak on what it is, but I would say that it is in the same spirit that the SaRa Key was created, but with a little more oomph. This is the Gammatron Key, or what my brother called the Gammatron Key. Obviously, it looks very different than the SaRa Key. It works with the biological and energetic body. It works to keep them all in alignment. It's also a pendulum. You can use it as a divination tool. I've been wearing this key for about 2 weeks now, and I can say that it is giving me the same effect, and I've basically been feeling so much lighter on my feet. So if you are interested in knowing more about the mechanics of this key and how you may benefit from it, check out the link in this video description box. And if it resonates with you, then by all means delve a little further. I think it's worth the investment. If it doesn't resonate, you move forward. Now, the next thing I would like to talk about, it is piggybacking on an email that I received from someone whose name will remain anonymous, who spoke of not being able to have children, wanting children but not being able to have children, and therefore they feel as if their purpose, one of the biggest purpose, or their purpose, is to bring forth life. And because they are unable to bring forth life, they feel inadequate. And this brought into my mind a greater point of discussion for those of us who are feeling that God-driven desire to create. And because life is very precious, and due to the miracle of life, many of us feel as if we're not creating life in this way, that somehow we are lacking or that there is something wrong with us. And I would like to say for the record that there are beings who come to this planet who is not destined to have children, who are not destined to have children, excuse me. But that does not mean we stop creating. Sex, which is a very, very powerful and it is the foundation of our creative force. Sex is a major life force. Sex is more than procreation. We can create life through the act of sex, through the imagination, in many other ways. We can use our creative life force to create ideas, to create movements, to create love in a way where we can give to someone else who is devoid or void of that, and therefore empower them, and they take that love and they can empower others. We can create revolutions. We can create new worlds, new paradigms. The sky's the limit when it comes to what it means to be a co-creator or creator. We should not limit our perspective or our potential because we feel that we are unable to create in the same way that we have either been taught or in the same way that someone else is or are doing. We are, yes, creators. And I can understand how many of us can feel as if we're not creating something, we are lacking. I can understand that. But again, expand the level of awareness, expand your mind, and and understand that creativity and creation is very, very broad in spectrum, and you can contribute so much in so many other ways. The next thing I would like to talk about is a true real life experience that I had, and this happened about 3 weeks ago. And honestly, I have no memory prior to what I'm about to share with you. That's not to say that nothing else happened prior to, and that's not to say that something did happen. I just don't have any memory other than the pickup point that I'm about to share with you and what I had discovered as a result. I had gone to bed, was asleep for a while. Next thing I know, I am so viscerally aware that I am in this blacker than black space. Now, this is familiar to me. I've been in these realms before, so it doesn't frighten me or doesn't make me nervous in any kind of way. But I find myself in the middle of this blacker than black place, and I see like these tall cathedral type windows in this darker than dark place. And all of a sudden I had this intense urge to just yell. So that's what I did. I just started yelling, and I was clenching my hands and fists together very tightly. And the more I yelled and the tighter I clenched my fist and my hands together, the entire structure, even though I couldn't really see a structure, I felt that there was a structure there beyond the tall mirrors. These mirrors were illuminated in gold, but everything else around me was pitch black. But again, there was a structure there that I could not perceive. And I just yelled and I was clenching and the whole structure started shaking, vibrating. Then the windows, I remember the windows just breaking, just bursting. Then the next thing I know, I could feel the structure around me breaking down and collapsing. It felt very heavy there, and I can hear the crashing and the thrashing, and I can literally feel this structure like it was going to collapse on me, but I didn't care. There was nothing in my mind to think, whatever this is, you're making it fall apart, and this could fall on you and destroy your body. It didn't enter my mind. I wasn't thinking in this human logical mind perspective. And you know, as I was yelling and could feel and sense things falling and crashing and falling apart, I felt something really large falling towards me, and I didn't flinch. And instead of it falling and crushing me, say in this physical reality, I felt it go right through me. And the more I knew that this structure was breaking and falling apart, the louder and harder that I screamed, and the harder I clutched my fists. Then the next thing I know, everything just got really, really peaceful and quiet. And suddenly I saw a face appear. It was as if I was panning in and slowly out. And there I saw this woman looking at me. Her eyes were totally black. And I panned out, she faded into the distance, and I opened my eyes and I sat up. And it occurred to me, what was happening is that this woman was trying to scan my mind. And because of the balance that I had and the level of sensitivity that I had, I was connected to my core. And when you're connected to your core, you just know what to do. You don't have to think about it. I've been in this situation and been out there in the astral realm and beyond, and I've been in situations where beings were aggressing towards me, and I never aggress, or was never aggressive towards anyone else. But when and if beings are aggressive towards me, I would remain calm. There have been situations where beings have pushed on me, and I would just go into this alter ego mode, and I would basically just know what to do and how to handle that situation. Again, that's the blessing of being connected with the core. The core knows all, sees all, and knows what to do. You just know. And this is the day and age in which we are moving more towards, moving away from belief and relying on techniques. We are moving into a place of knowing. This woman was basically trying to invade my space. I think and I feel that she almost got there, but again, my core sensed that there was a violation taking place, and I just knew what to do, and I stopped her. And I do not believe that this is some being on the astral realm. I do not feel that this is some being that was on the astral realm or another planet. I feel that this is someone who is right here on Earth trying to find out what kind of downloads or information that we may have or may be accessing. So I share this with you guys again as a testimony of the power of being one with your core and not living in fear and not living in a place where we allow our struggles, our trials and tribulations to control us, to weigh us down. There are definite benefits to being on top of any everything that life throws our way. And that leads me up to my next point of discussion. Exercises that will help us to be more discerning, techniques that I've developed, that I use, that I'm going to show you how to do through mental exercises, through partnering with someone. These exercises are pretty easy, but it takes dedication and practice to really make it really tight, to really hone in on it. One of the things that I must say before we get into this practice is that we have to be willing to allow the inflated ego to step aside when trying to discern, rightfully so. And the reason why I say that is because many of us in our ego, we bring and carry prejudices and biases, and we cannot discern wisely or properly if we are caught up in ego, biases, and programs. The best way to discern and the best way to read people is to read them from a neutral place. So if we are willing to step outside of the ego, the inflated ego, just for a time or period to connect with our greater self and to anchor in those discernment abilities and to strengthen them, then by all means, I need you guys to go to Astralboobaby.net. At the very top of the page, there are how-to videos there. You will see at the very top videos there where I am going to show you how to apply certain tools and techniques to exercise your discernment muscles. And believe me, you will benefit from this. You will benefit. But again, if it does not resonate, do not take it. If it does, by all means, it's my gift to you. And that's going to wrap it up. Again, if you are interested in learning how to become more powerful and to exercise your discernment muscles, by all means, come now to astralboobaby.net. And on that note, have a Be More day.